In this episode of The Magic of Thinking Big, we're going to continue our discussion about how to face your shadow and reclaim your power, and we'll do so by answering the following 3 questions. Question no. 1. What is a shadow? Question no. 2. Why is it important to work with your shadow? And question no. 3. How can you start facing your shadow today? So let's explore these questions one by one. Question no. 1. What is a shadow? In simple terms, a shadow is all the parts of ourselves that we dislike and reject, including our negative traits, negative beliefs, negative emotions, and negative behaviors. We all have a shadow, yet many people choose to ignore its existence rather than acknowledge it. But the truth is that if we ignore our shadow, it will manifest in negative ways and prevent us from living a life that we want to live. Jung said that until we make the unconscious conscious, it will manifest itself in our relationships and in our lives as fate. So what are some examples of shadows? Well, some examples of shadow traits include being overly critical or judgmental, being overly sensitive or needy, being manipulative or controlling, being passive-aggressive, being lazy or procrastinating, and the list goes on. Examples of shadow beliefs could be, I am not good enough or worthy enough. Everyone always gets what they want but me. People are selfish and only look out for themselves, and the like. As for negative emotions and behaviors, examples include feeling anger, resentment, bitterness, guilt, shame, fear, anxiety, and so on. And all these negative emotions and behaviors are stored in our subconscious mind. They stemmed from our childhood experiences when we were too young to understand what was happening to us. Or maybe they were passed down to us from our parents through Whatever the case, these rejected parts of ourselves form our shadow. Question no. 2. Why is it important to work with your shadow? Firstly, working with your shadow helps you to become whole because, as mentioned earlier, a shadow consists of rejected parts of ourselves. By acknowledging and integrating our shadow into our personality, we become more complete human beings. Secondly, by working with your shadow, you will stop attracting negative circumstances into your life. For example, if you have a shadow belief like I am not good enough or worthy enough, then every circumstance that tests your self-worth is a mirror reflecting this belief back to you. You may think that the circumstances are happening to you, but in reality, you are manifesting them. By transforming this limiting belief into I am enough just the way I am, you will stop attracting circumstances that test yourself. Thirdly, facing your shadow allows you to access your hidden potential. When we reject certain parts of ourselves, we block the flow of vital energy needed to manifest our full potential. By removing these blocks, we allow energy to flow freely and remove obstacles that hinder our progress. And finally, working with your shadow boosts your creativity. Jung said that the shadow is the source of creativity because it holds all those discarded ideas, feelings, and traits that can be used in unique and innovative ways. So now that we know what a shadow is and why it is important to work with our shadow, let's move on to question no. 3. How can you start facing your shadow today? To answer this question, I will share with you my 4-step process that I developed after studying various methods to face the shadow, including those suggested by Carl Jung, Paulo Coelho, and others. Step no. 1. Identify your shadow traits, beliefs, emotions, and behaviors. The first step is to become aware of your shadow. How can you do so? There are many ways. Here are 3 methods that worked for me. The first method is to ask yourself, what are the negative things that people say about me that might be true? Think about it. People who love you and want the best for you will always tell you the truth no matter how hard it is to hear. So if several people have told you that you are critical or judgmental or overly sensitive or needy, it might be true. It might be one of your shadow traits. The second method is to pay attention to your dreams. Your subconscious mind speaks the language of symbols. So in your dreams, it will show you your shadow traits, beliefs, emotions, and behaviors in symbolic form. If you have recurring dreams where you keep failing over and over again, this could symbolize a shadow belief like I am not good enough or worthy enough. Once you realize that, you can then consciously transform this belief into I am enough just the way I am. The third method is to pay attention to your body sensations, because our body also communicates with us through sensations. Certain emotions will produce physical sensations. For example, if you feel a lump in your throat or pain in your chest whenever you think about something, then this could indicate suppressed emotions such as anger, resentment, or bitterness. Step no. 2. Make a list of your top 3 shadow traits, beliefs, emotions, and behaviors that you would like to change. Now that you have identified some of your shadow traits, beliefs, emotions, and behaviors, select the ones that bother you the most and make a list. Don't select more than 3 items because otherwise you will get overwhelmed and give up. Start small. Step no. 3. Write a detailed description of each item on your list. For each item on your list, write as much as you can think of. For example, if one of your shadow traits is being critical and judgmental, you may write, I am very critical and judgmental of myself and other people. I judge myself harshly and I am quick to criticize others. I always compare myself to others and feel superior or inferior depending on the outcome of the comparison. I judge other people's parenting style and think mine is the best. I secretly wish for other people to criticize and judge themselves, so that I can feel validated. Go into as much detail as you can. This will help you to see how your shadow affects your thoughts, your emotions, and your behaviors. Step no, for each item on your list, write a positive affirmation that will replace the negative trait, belief, emotion, or behavior. For example, if one of your shadow traits is being critical and judgmental, an appropriate affirmation could be, I am kind and compassionate towards myself and other people. I accept myself and others unconditionally. I don't compare myself to others. I celebrate others' success and achievements. I treat others the way I want to be treated. Again, go into as much detail as you can. Remember that the purpose of this exercise is to help you become fully aware of your shadow. If you have any doubts about whether a thought, feeling, or behavior is part of your shadow or not, then just include it in your list. It is better to err on the side of inclusion than exclusion. If you found value in this episode, please let me know by giving this video a thumbs up and sharing it with your friends. I would also love to hear from you in the comments below. What is your experience of working with your shadow? What methods did you use and what results did you get? Thank you for watching. Have a great day and see you in the next episode.